You looking at some that they got it out the mud, baby. Got it out the mud, baby. We some mud babies, mud babies.
What's happening, YouTube? Let's get right into this. Lefty, the rapper out of Southern California, was just recently on a podcast and he brought up some interesting points. That's the reason why I'm making this video, because it was interesting. Now, I did a video recently on him and Pocho and the dude Whack 100, right? And what they said and the few words they had to go back and forth with each other. Now, this video kind of plays into that video. I guess kind of like a part two of that video, I guess you can sort of say. If you guys haven't seen that video, what I was referring to is what Whack 100 said in regards to signing Latino artists and the reason why he would never do so. If you want to watch that video, the link in the description will be pinned right there. Check it out, hit that link. But in this particular podcast with Lefty, he's talking about how he was trying to get signed to a major record deal and it didn't fall through. It never went through, that he wanted to sign to a major record deal. He said that he's owned by OTR Records, that OTR Records owns him. That's his own words. He says Solis, the dude that owns OTR, owns Lefty. That Lefty cannot make any decisions on his own with his career. That Solis, the owner and CEO of OTR Records, has the final say. And they were in New York, they were in these other places trying to get him signed to a major deal. And he wanted to sign. He said he had the pen ready, but Solis said no. Solis wasn't having it. He wasn't feeling it. He didn't like the deal. Now, for those of you guys that don't know or are unaware of how the music industry works, Lefty Gunplay signed a 360 deal to OTR Records. What that means is OTR Records gave him a lump sum of money and Lefty Gunplay signed all his music rights away to OTR from now and in the future. And OTR Records has the sole ownership of anything Lefty Gunplay puts out musically. They also could own his likeness and image. That comes with a 360 deal. They own your likeness, your image, your name, your audio, your video. Everything you put out, that record label owns. So OTR owns Lefty Gunplay. He said it himself. He said he was able to sit down with management from Columbia Records, which is a huge record label, major record label, and he wanted to sign there. But Solis from OTR wouldn't allow it. And he goes on to say that when the record label started looking deeper into him and into his relationship and his background and his neighborhood and everything else around him, that they denied signing him, that no record label would sign him because they labeled him a liability because of who he is. He's a Southsider, he's a Sureño, he's an active gang member. And I guess people are like, well, that's dumb. They sign active gang members all the time. They got Bloods, they got Crips, they got all kinds of gang members signed to major record deals. What's wrong with Lefty Gunplay getting a record label deal? Well, there's a difference. See, the difference is he's a Sureño gang member. He's a Southsider. And they fear that they're gonna get taxed, or he's gonna get taxed by the Mexican mafia. He said it on the podcast when he was on the Haters World podcast that he's a liability to the record label. And the reason he's a liability is because of who he has to answer to, the big homies. He has to answer to the big homies regardless of anything, homie. If the big homies say, nope, forget that record label, we're cutting ties with them, he has to cut ties with them. If the big homies say, don't put that album out, he can't put that album out. If the big homies say, don't drop that song, he can't drop that song. If the big homies say, don't do that collaboration, don't do that music video, he can't do that music video. They have the power over Lefty Gunplay, not the record label. And the record label does not like that. Corporate America don't care about your gang. Corporate America don't care about your politics. Corporate America don't care about your prison gang, your street gang, or nothing you got going on in the criminal underworld. And if they feel like your criminal underworld is going to try to control you after they invest all this money into your rap career and they don't get the final say so, they're not going to sign you. And it's unfortunate that, this is happening to Lefty, and he seemed kind of bummed out about it. I mean, I will be bummed out about it too. If I'm going to keep it real with you guys, like, I'd be upset too. But this is reality. These people are trying to invest money into artists that they can grow and get 5 times their money back. not 2 times, not 3 times, at least 5 times their money. If they invest $200,000 into you, they want at least a couple million back coming out from you before they allow you to walk. They want the final say. They're the one putting up the money. They're the one signing you. They're the one putting this machine behind you. They're the one putting their corporation behind you to make you pop, to ensure they get a return on their investment into you. And if they feel like your big homies, your big dogs, your big homies from the hood, your Sureño big dogs, whatever it is going to have the final say over you and not them have the final say, of course they're not going to sign you. I mean, would you do that? Put yourself in their situation. Put yourself in their shoes. If you made an investment and you're putting all this money, energy, and resources into this investment, but you don't get the final say on what's going to happen with your investment, you're not going to do it, or you're going to back out of the deal. Like I said, it's unfortunate, but it's reality, bro. You see, with Northern California Hispanics don't have that ties like Southern California Hispanics is tied to that rope. You guys feel what I'm saying? Northern California Hispanics have been closely tied into hip hop because it's been so close to us. We grew up with it. And we always, not to even send jabs or take shots at anybody, looked at Sureños as being 10 or 15 years behind in styles and genre, in the genre and everything. Northern California Hispanic gang members, norteños, don't have to worry about what Lefty has to worry about answering to his big homies on the streets when signing to a record label, this, that, and the third. You feel what I'm saying? Northern California Hispanics, norteño rappers don't have to worry about any of that. Because on the streets, norteños are their own man. They're their own person. They could rap. They could do whatever they want. They can get a regular job. And they don't never have to answer to any big homie, any guy looking over them, anybody wanting their cut or their taxes or any of that, whatever people talk about here on the internet. So if you're a record label and you're management, A&R, anybody from the record label, and you're looking to sign a Hispanic from California, come check out Northern California. You feel me? You won't have no big homies all in the music video wanting a piece of their pie. You won't have no big homies all up in your business trying to mess up your investment. Come to Northern California. Come to Death Row. No, I'm just playing. But for reals, though, that's just facts. There's a difference between norteños and sureños, especially in hip-hop. Norteños just ain't gonna get taxed for their rap careers like maybe a sureño might possibly happen to him. The way a sureño rapper might get taxed from his rap career by his big homies, that would never happen to a norteño. Again, it's unfortunate what's happening to Lefty, but like I said, it's reality, bro. Look at the Mexican OT. Huge artist. Just went on Joe Rogan, had one of the biggest podcasts for the Mexican community. Like, bro, it's because he doesn't have that chain holding him back, homie. You guys feel what I'm saying? He doesn't have that shadow of the big homies over him. So corporate America is able to get behind the Mexican OT. Same thing. That's why Texas and Northern California are way more closely related than Northern California is to Southern California. Two totally different opposite worlds when it comes to Northern California and Southern California Hispanics. Northern California Hispanics are way more closely related to Texas, especially the Houston area, than it is to Southern California. Now, with that being said, I'm not saying Lefty Gunplay isn't making money. I'm not saying this is going to stop his money. He's going to continue to make money. He's going to continue to be successful. That's for sure. He has the Mexican community behind him down there in Southern California. He has a fan base, and he's going to keep pushing. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, man. Comment down below your thoughts. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'm gone.